All right, there we go. Cool. So let's get going. We're live on Facebook as well. So greetings to everyone who's watching us on Facebook. Hello, Facebook world. And yeah, and for those who've signed up and signed in, great. Let's get going. Cool. So my name's James. Welcome to Strength Matters. I'll tell you a bit more about myself in a wee while. But before we get going, I want to think about this phrase throughout the whole presentation, throughout the whole webinar. Have a little think about this. Life's better as an everyday athlete. That's our mantra. That is our philosophy. That's how we think here at Strength Matters. I just want to have this, think of this throughout the whole topic tonight, and just remember, life's better as an everyday athlete. Just have that in the back of your mind, and yeah, we'll get going now. So before we get going properly, a little bit of housekeeping, okay? Now, it's me operating things behind the scenes here. So if you have a question, you'll notice there's a Q&A button on your panel down below. So if you have a question to ask, make sure you click on Q&A and answer your question in that field there. What it means I can stack up all the questions and see them easy and make sure they don't get lost within the chat box itself there. So have a look at it, have a play, make sure you can find the Q&A box and give me a thumbs up in the chat box if you found it and you know where it is and where it's located, because that's where you'll be able to ask me the questions directly. I'll wait for the first thumbs up and then we'll dive straight on in. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Don't tell me you're all struggling to find the chat box. 2 thumbs from Terry. All right, Terry got a thumbs up. All right. Anyone else? Give me a thumbs up, or we're all good to go. Anyone else struggling to find the Q&A box? All right, enough thumbs up. 3 thumbs up. We're good to go. All right, so welcome to today's topic. Welcome to today's webinar. Sandy, thanks. You said found it. Thank you. We've answered that live. So here we go. Welcome to today's webinar. Strength Training 101. How people over 30 can lose weight, get stronger, and live better with the Strength Matters system of athletic development. Okay, this is the topic today. It's predominantly about strength training. I'm going to cover lots and lots of things over the course of the day. So get your pens and papers ready, get your notepads out, and make sure you're writing things down, because you'll only forget at the end if you don't. Okay, so question. I'm going to start off with a question to everybody out there who's listening and watching. Who has hit a plateau in either their strength or weight loss efforts at the moment? Who has hit a plateau in either their strength training or their weight loss efforts at the moment? Give a thumbs up, give a hands up. You don't need to be specific at all. Just give me a hands up. Who is struggling a little bit and who's at a bit of a plateau at the moment? Let's see who we've got out there at the moment. Or is everybody succeeding in hitting all their targets and all their goals? If you are, fantastic. Either way, let me know in the chat box and we'll continue. All right, everyone seems to be pretty good. So, okay, end of webinar. No need to speak to me today. I'm going home. See everybody. Goodbye. No, only joking. Weight loss efforts are stalled from Sandy. Terry, good at the mo. 3 weeks into the challenge. Yes, Terry, you've jumped the gun a little bit. Yeah, but absolutely fantastic. Weight loss efforts were stalled. You hear this all the time. People who hit plateaus in their strength training, people who hit plateaus in their weight loss. What I'm going to say is, look, guys, honestly, don't worry. It's not your fault. It's not your fault if you've hit plateaus, if you've hit these stumbling blocks in your athletic training, in your strength training, in your weight loss efforts. Please don't worry. It's not your fault, because this health and fitness malarkey is extremely confusing, okay? Who agrees that it's slightly confusing? Because 1 minute coffee is good for you, 1 minute it's bad for you, 1 minute carbs is good for you, 1 minute carbs is bad for you, 1 minute strength training is excellent for you, next thing, stop strength training. Who is a little bit confused by the general health and media out there? Because I certainly am, and this is my profession. A couple of raised hands here. Yep, exactly. Pat says, yep, raised hand. A few other people saying that as well. Yeah, absolutely. It is a little bit confusing. So my goal of today is try and get through the information, right, and find out the information is important and relevant to you when it comes to strength training for people over 30, okay? Well, that's my goal for you. So don't worry, if you're a little bit confused, hopefully by the end of this webinar, you'll be less confused here. So the goal for this webinar is twofold. One, I want to help you smash through your strength training plateaus, okay? That's the first thing. If you're there and you're fairly advanced and you're in your strength training routines, I want to help you smash through those training plateaus. And the second thing I want to do is help you lose weight faster through strength training if that's your predominant goal. Okay, there's two types of people here that this webinar is going to be useful for. And so people who want to smash their strength training plateaus and those who want to lose a bit of weight faster, okay? That's the goal, because overall, we all have the same goals, and that is so that we can all live better, okay? This is why we do fitness. This is why we do health and fitness. Yes, we have these strength training goals and these athletic feats and all these wonderful things we want to do, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the basically being that we all want to live a little bit better. So that's the purpose of today's webinar. That's what we're going to talk about. So let's carry on. But first, I always say this, but first, some of you, this may be the first time that you've met me. So who the hell am I? Why should I be here talking to you guys and sharing with the world what I know and what I'm doing? Well, here I am. This is me on the right-hand side of a good old classic photo taken from Chicago a couple of years ago. I got more hair in my head these days. It's not because I'm going bald, it's because I actually can grow my hair, and I was shaving my hair all that time for years and years and years until my Polish barber said, hey, grow your hair again. So that's me on the right-hand side. That's me at the age of 5 years old. Yes, that's me at the front of the tractor, sitting on that thing, stopping my friends, Aled and Bethan, from moving anywhere forward. That was me, the fat kid, right at the start. Come from Wales. If you look at where the arrow points, that's right bang in the middle of Wales. I grew up in a little place called Machynlleth, just outside Machynlleth, on a farm. Okay? Now, if you don't know what Wales is, well, we're famous for having the longest train name station for anywhere in the world. Okay? And it goes, feel free to repeat after me. Go on, anytime now. Any takers? Don't worry, because actually, believe it or not, I'm back in Wales at the moment, and Welsh is actually my first language. So there you go, random Welsh fact for you here. Now, as I said, I grew up on a farm. The biggest problem is, though, I grew up on a farm and I'm allergic to dairy. Try having that conversation with your grandparents and your parents your entire life, when you literally can't stomach anything, and you get all this great food, cheese and milk and all these things around you all the time. So it's not a fashionable dietary need, it's a necessity for me. I love coffee, massive coffee drinker, big fan of playing cricket, play a lot of cricket, love rugby, love Manchester United Football Club, soccer club for those guys in America, and where you'll find me at my happiest is on top of a mountain, hiking, trailing, and doing all this snowboarding malarkey here. So, and we'll come back to this photo in a second because I want to talk a little bit more afterwards, but that's me in my happy place out in Austria where I live for half the year. So, my passion and my biggest mission is to help people over 30 lose weight, get stronger, and live better. That is my goal. That's what I'm here to do. And please, guys, use me as much as I possibly can so I can share with you all the information that I know here to help you achieve these kind of goals. So, I said to you before, the reason I want to come back to this and keep going back to this all the time, because I want to help people over 30 lose weight and get stronger and live better, because quite simply, life is just better as an everyday athlete. Trust me on this. Trust me from the people who go through the challenges, who go through our coaching, who see what we're all about. Life just gets better as an everyday athlete. And my goal is to help you keep performing until you're over 100 years old and beyond, if possible. Okay? So, here's the theory you're going to learn today. Right? The theory you're going to learn today is this. Now, I'm going back to this photo here, and this photo is important. If you look deeper into the photo, you'll see some slight marks up ahead of you. Those are my first marks of the day, okay? It took me an hour and a half to hike to this mountain, okay? And this is my second run of the day of 4. This was 6 hours worth of snowboarding and hiking in the Alps at about 3,000 meters, so I'm not quite sure what I was at feet. It's pretty high up, though, okay, in the Austrian Alps. Now, this is after 2-3 months of snowboarding, of what I've learned and how I've built myself up over the last 2-3 years of this strength training required to do these things and do it repeatedly. Because the key to this photo is that not only was I snowboarding for 6 hours and hiking and doing all the mountains and getting here myself without the use of lifts most of the time, right? That evening, I went back down to that mountain. I did my strength training as well. This is what I'm going to try and share with you today, is the knowledge behind how it allows me to keep on going all day, this all-day strong type of mentality, and keep on going. But don't worry, if snowboarding and big mountain skiing is not your thing, don't worry. You're probably wondering, well, how does this apply to me? How is it going to apply to me? Well, for those of you who know Jeannie, right, I'm going to give you a short little example. The same theories, the same principles that we use today, I'm going to share with you today, the same principles we use to help Jeannie, who's a mother of 4, full-time wife, and got in full-time employment, go from 0 to 7 pull-ups in less than 10 weeks, okay? Now, she also deadlifted a lot more as well, but the point is she did 0 to 7 pull-ups in less than 10 weeks. And here's Jeannie in all her glory. So you can see her in action doing what she did best. This was her doing her pull-ups The first time she's gone over 1, right? Having never done one before, ever in her life. And this is her doing 7 of them. Have a watch, see what you think. Hope you're counting and making sure it is 7. All right, so go on, tell me, everyone, what do you think of those pull-ups? What do you think of that? Who would like to be able to do pull-ups like that? Who thinks, yes, she's badass. Sandy says she's badass. She absolutely is. Having never done a single pull-up, she did that from 0 to 7 like that in less than 10 weeks. Okay, so the point is, right, as I said, 0 to 7 pull-ups in just 10 weeks. But the thing is here is we want to get to this point. I'm going to share the knowledge and the theory behind it to how to help you. I can help you. So give me a hands up. Give me a thumbs up. Who's ready to learn how to do this? And who understands why we're doing what we're doing? All right, Kate, Sandy, everyone's giving me thumbs up. Anyone else in the chat box? I have a quick sip of water. Jeannie, if you're listening, sorry. I'm really sorry. I know she gets a little bit embarrassed about it all, me sharing this, but anyway, tough luck, Jeannie. You are badass. All right, so everyone's ready to learn. Let's dive straight on. Here we go, the 3 secrets. Okay, the 3 secrets. These are the 3 secrets of strength training that I'm going to share with you today and need to be mindful of. Secret number one, you need to know the model of health and fitness to allow you to do this, okay? Secret number 1 is the Strength Matters model of health and fitness. You need to know this. I'm going to share that with you today. Number 2 is the Strength Matters system of functional strength development, okay? Very, very important here. There are so many different types of strength, and you'll see where we come from with this now. But you're going to learn our model and our system of functional strength development. Functional is being one of these words that's been bastardized over so many years now. But the point is, it's functional strength for everyday use that allows us to keep on going, to do the pull-ups, to do mountain treks, to do whatever you want to in life, even to pick things up. Or as Terry likes to use, carry cat litter in and from the car back and forth. So either or, guys, there's a reason for this. It's all about functional strength, and please be mindful of this, okay? And the third thing is, I'm going to give you the framework, okay? The secret is the framework for successful strength workouts. So you can go this. And yes, Terry, I did say that, okay? So the point is, those are the 3 secrets. That's what we're going to talk about today. So for those who are new here, if you do stay to the end, you'll get a bit of a bonus talk and a bonus thing as well at the end. So please make sure you stay to the end. I'll give you the little bonus section at the far end as well. So let's dive in. Secret number 1, the Strength Matters model of health and fitness. The Strength Matters model of health and fitness. This is from a 40,000 foot overview. A 40,000 foot overview, okay? This is it in a nutshell. Health is the foundation of the pyramid. Health is the foundation of your house, okay? Without good health, we have nothing, okay? We are so quick to jump towards fitness and start talking about performance and goals and all these wonderful feats of strength and athleticism. Sometimes we forget about health. Here's the fact. Elite athletes aren't always the most healthy. Those cover models you see who've been dieting and dehydrating themselves pretty much for the whole week to get to that stage, they're not healthy at those points. And but the media and the mainstream media makes us think that is the perfectly norm. That is what health really is. It couldn't be further from the truth. Okay, so health comes first. Now, stacked above health, you've got to have good movement. You've got to move well because that adds to your foundations. It's a rocky foundation if you're not moving well. For example, if you can't bend over, pick something up off of the floor without hurting, if you can't squat down, little things like this make a big difference. So your health comes first, then we go into movement, and then we can start talking about the fitness model, which leads into performance, athleticism, and all these wonderful things. But health is the most forgotten thing that people forget about. So here's what I mean by that. How do we actually track health? What do we think about things? Now, for those who are on the coaching program on the call and listening in, you already know most of the assessments we do and how we do things. But here's 2 ways you can actually go at home now, start tracking your health and seeing where it's at. And here's the first one. Right, here's probably one of the most important health stats that we track. It's your waist versus height ratio. Okay, so what I want you to do is, you can do it now, you can do it later if you have a tape measure to hand, but you need to record the size of your waist. Okay, how big is your waist, in either in inches or centimeters, depends on where you are. Okay, and you take it from above the navel, above the belly button. Okay, so you take the waist around the belly button and see how much it is. What you're going to do then is you're going to divide it by your actual height. So, for example, if you're 173 centimeters and your waist is 60 centimeters, you're going to take 60 centimeters and divide it by 173, and it's going to give you a score. Okay, it's something along the lines of less than 0. But here's why it matters. Okay, the waist height ratio is one of the biggest indicators of metabolic diseases out there. It is linked to high cardiac diseases, metabolic diseases, and everything else in here. The point is, and I'm apologizing now if I scare everybody, with this next slide, but the point is this: if you score greater than 0.5, you are more likely to die. Okay? Now that's very morbid, and it's a very morbid way to think about it, but there is so much research, there's so much information about this out here now, is that body composition does matter. I'm not saying go jump on the scales or track your fat percentage. No. The simplest and easy way to look at things now is that if your waist is greater than half your height, and if you score over 0.5, the statistics and the science show that you are more likely to die from cardiovascular disease, metabolic disease, and everything else you can possibly think about there. Who is a little bit scared by this, and who's like, oh my God, what is this? Am I above this? What are your thoughts, people? Now, it's a little bit scary, a little bit morbid, but it's important we talk about this, because in the end of the day, health and fitness is about helping you live longer and prosper at the end of the day. Give me a hands up who's a little bit more, who's a bit scared by this, or who's like, oh crap, I never thought about this. Who's learned about this for the first time? Just share your thoughts in the chat box below. I got a yikes from Terry. Sandy's learning about this for the first time. Well, literally, at the end of this thing, you can probably do a couple of links and see how much research there is about this out there, and you'll see exactly what I mean. It is really, really scary, and it's one of the biggest things that was a wake-up call to me, along with other things when I was working with people. So, like I said, I won't touch on this thing anymore. I think you get the point. Okay, Pat says, just check mine. I'm good. Phew, well done, Pat. But the point is, just bear this in mind. I'm just highlighting this here, and this is one of the biggest and simplest indicators we can do of your overall health. Now, along with this, right, we talk about cardiac disease and cardiovascular disease. Heart disease and heart attack. It's still one of the biggest. It is the biggest killer out there at the moment. Okay, in the world, it is still the biggest killer. So the point is, we've got to look after our health. We've got to see what all this is about, and see what it's about our heart health. If we don't take care of our heart, we are in trouble, particularly when we get over the age of 30 and keep going older. So heart health is absolutely paramount to your overall health and well-being, irrespective of age, because we want to keep working this along the line. Now, the way you can do this is twofold. Take your resting heart rate. So first thing in the morning when you wake up, if you take your pulse on your wrist or on the side of your neck, okay, take this for 30 seconds. You're then going to times it by 2, and it's going to give you a number, okay? Right? It's going to give you a number. Now, I highly recommend doing this after a good night's sleep, and also make sure you hydrate well the 2-3 days prior to taking it, okay? Because hydration carries over into this score quite a lot. But the point is this: you need to take your resting heart rate. We are looking for scores. This is a Strength Matters thing, less than 60 beats per minute, okay? Now, doctors say anything between 60 to 80 is healthy, but what we like to see is healthy everyday athletes, their resting heart rate comes down below 60, ideally around the mid-50s, okay? And the same with the active heart rate. The active heart rate is when we find a box which is about 12 inches high, and for 3 minutes you step up and down off the box, and keep going for 3 minutes. At the end of 3 minutes, you take your heart rate again, and you see what the score is. Again, just so you guys want to know, if you want to make notes of this, we're seeing the scores less than 100, okay? Anything above 100, anything above 120, it means we need to really look at your heart health. And to be honest with you, like, cardiovascular health comes first sometimes, and most of the time when we're working with everyday people. Sometimes people come to us and they think they need strength training, but actually it's mostly heart health and not cardiovascular health that we need to work on, because these are 2 health indicators that we need to talk about, okay? So, who's going to take the heart rate tomorrow? Give me your hands up, give me a thumbs up. Who knows their resting heart rate at the moment, except for the people who we work with, okay? Because I know you guys all know, you already know what it is. Okay, this is really important, okay? We need to know. Oh, Dennis has got 54 resting heart rate. Fantastic. That's roughly around the scores we need to be at. Okay, so just bear this in mind. You need to know this. It's so important. Don't neglect it. These are the little things that make a big difference in your health and fitness. Okay, so as I was saying, strength does matter. Excuse the pun, but health comes first. Okay, that is the model we work with. That's how I do things. And don't think they're not mutually exclusive. Okay, like performance and health. The healthier you are, 99% of the time, the better you are going to perform. Okay, until you get to the elite stage of where you're trying to be at. Okay, so health does carry over to performance, but more importantly, it's going to help us live long and prosper. So I always like this quote, and I use this quite a lot. Have you ever run a marathon with a broken leg? Have you ever run a marathon with a broken leg? It's from my mate Andrew. I use this time and time again. Imagine entering a marathon and you have a broken leg and you go around the whole course. What do you think is going to happen to you as you go around that course? Are you going to get a good time? Are you potentially going to do more damage to yourself? Either way, it's the same analogy you can think of if you neglect your health first. Okay? We are like that guy running around a marathon with a broken leg. We're doing things worse. So that is the importance of health. I can't go on enough about it. Please, please remember this is key to health, fitness, athleticism, everything else you can think of. Okay? So have you ever run a marathon with a broken leg? Just have that picture of that old guy running around with a broken leg. Imagine what he's doing to his own health there. So health. And then we now can talk about movement and fitness. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to the strength matters hierarchy of athletic development. Okay, and this is key. This is how we think. This is how we approach health and fitness. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to ask you now very quickly: what is athleticism? Like, what is athleticism? Can someone tell me what they think athleticism is? Anyone in the box want to kindly share what they think? What is athleticism to you? Dennis goes, yeah, it is. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Anyone else want to give it a go? Don't worry, because here it is. Here is what Google define athleticism as, okay? Is the physical qualities that are characteristic of athletes, such as strength, fitness, and agility. Well, great. Thank you, Google. Thank you, Google. This is what I searched, and this is what I researched. This is the first thing that came up when I was trying to work out what athleticism really was, when I realized a couple of years ago that I was no longer athletic. I was no longer able to do the sports that I love the most or be able to take part in the things that I love the most. I Googled this. It was a fat lot. It was useless. Let me put it this way. It was absolutely useless when I come to here. And I was like, because I work in tangible elements. I like to think of logical things and logical solutions. And it was like, well, I don't know what this is. So we came up with our own definition of athleticism. And here's what we came up with. Introducing you guys to the hierarchy of athletic development, okay? The hierarchy of athletic development. So, as you can see, there are 10 components of athleticism. We have defined athleticism as having 10 key components. They are mobility, stability, balance and coordination, strength and aerobic capacity, power, speed, agility, and anaerobic capacity. And the overarching theme for everything is mental resilience. These are our 10 components of what we believe makes up true athleticism. Things that we can define, things we can see and work on, things that we can actually work and take control of in our own health and well-being. So as we came up with these 10 components, we had to find a way to layer them because they're all important. They're all as important as each other. However, some are more important than others to begin with. Okay, so we introduced this layering system, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. So you can see here now, layer 1 is all about mobility, stability, balance, and coordination. That is the foundations, okay? After health comes these foundations of mobility, stability, balance, and coordination. Once we have a foundation in place, we can then work on strength and aerobic capacity. Dennis just asked, where's flexibility? Flexibility is included as part of mobility. It's the same thing. Okay, so strength and aerobic capacity in layer 2. And then you have power, speed, agility, and anaerobic capacity as layer 3. Now here's the thing, right? Everyone loves to jump up to layer 2 and mostly layer 3, okay? All the way up here, right? So they love to do the power, the speed work, and everything around here, right? However, they forget about the things down the bottom, and that's the big problem. Now, Dennis is everyone's like pointing out here, what's happened to endurance? Great selection, guys. Great way to have a look at it now. We've changed things in the last couple of weeks. So we moved aerobic capacity instead of cardiovascular capacity, and we've changed endurance to anaerobic capacity here based on the system of what we're doing. So endurance falls under aerobic capacity now. Lots of changes, and that'll be another webinar at a later date. But bear this in mind first. Like here we are. We need a foundation of mobility, stability, balance, and coordination. Then we're talking about strength and aerobic capacity. Then we look at the layer 3, the expert advanced stuff, or advanced shit, like I like to call it. Okay. But most people need to earn the right to get to layer 3, but they don't. They skip it all and jump up here, okay? And that's a bit of a problem because I want you to think about this, right? This is one of the best quotes ever, I think. Muhammad Ali, one of the world's most famous boxers, celebrities. He was something else. He really was. But it's true. It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out. It's the pebble in your shoe. I want you to think about that, okay? I want you to think about that as we approach our hierarchy of athletic development. And this is how we do things, okay? It's not all about, strength, power here. It's these little things add up that can lead to potential injury. It can lead to performance issues. It can lead to all these things, but we need to address them. They are the pebbles in your shoe that are holding you back. And that's our philosophy when it comes to the hierarchy of athletic development, okay? So, now, before I go any further, is everyone with me? Everyone's still with me? There's a little bit of theory and a little bit of, like in-depth, like philosophy, I suppose, when it comes to strength matters. But who's with me? Who's seen that before? Who hasn't? Tell me your thoughts very quickly while I take a quick sip of water. Is it all making sense? All right, cool. Got a couple of good stuffs. Got a couple of thumbs up, got hands raising up here and everything. All right, Kate's with me. Fantastic. Okay, so this next section comes with a health warning. Okay, I'm going to come to this with a health warning right now for me. All right, these are generic, wide-sweeping stereotypes. Okay, so I'm blanket stereotyping a bunch of people here now. Please don't hate me. I'm just trying to get a point across, okay? Not everyone's like this. The point is, it's just little generic stereotypes right now. So let's look at the hierarchy through the end of a typical yogi, okay? Or a typical yogi. They have an abundance of mobility, balance, and coordination, not much stability, and tend not to have much strength and power and cardiovascular work, okay? That's just how we look at things through the eyes of this. Now, again, wide sweeping generalization, please don't hate me, but I'm just trying to get the point across here and over-exaggerate some of these things. We see a lot of this. Through the eyes of the hierarchy, this is what we see a lot of. Let's take the runner, okay? Let's take the runner. The runner has an abundance of aerobic endurance, okay? It's different to aerobic capacity. It falls in that category, but they have an abundance. They can keep on going and going and going and going. They tend to lack mobility, stability, balance, and coordination. And they definitely lack a lot of power, and they tend to lack a lot of anaerobic work as well, okay? That is the ability to sprint out as fast as they can and keep on going here. So, this is what you tend to see with runners quite a lot. Now, let's take the powerlifter, okay? So again, for the powerlifters out there, don't hate on me, okay? But this is what I see, and it all makes sense later on. The point is, the powerlifter here, right, tends to have a lot of max strength. But they tend to miss out on a lot of strength endurance and muscular endurance down below. Okay, this is where you'll see our philosophy and how we talk about strength later on, but we tend to see a lot of this. They forget the mobility, stability, right? They skip the cardio work and the aerobic capacity in the middle here, and they jump straight to power stuff, okay? But the point is, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, but in our eyes, okay, it leaves us more prone to injuries, and it doesn't make us an athlete, okay? We want to be more athletic, okay? So Dennis says no more questions. No, not using the CrossFit this time, okay? I'm using the powerlifting example. Well done. For those who've been on the webinars before, you obviously seen a few of these things here, so great to have you back in here. But here's the point. For the everyday athlete, the goal is health and longevity first, Okay, for the everyday athlete over 30, right, the goal is health and longevity first, which means, we want to avoid this training cycle. Okay, now if our good friend Mark used this, and he defined this as the tough guy training cycle. Who sees this over and over again? We train hard, we train harder, we train even harder. Guess what happens? You get injured, frustrated, give up. Repeat, repeat, repeat. The goal for the everyday athlete is to avoid this training cycle, okay? Deal with everything in life that's going on and avoid it as much as possible. Doesn't mean we're not neglecting performance. No, not at all. Right? We're still gearing towards that. But the point is we want to avoid this tough guy training cycle. Who here has been a part of this tough guy training cycle? Who here has trained hard, trained harder, harder, and got themselves injured and just kept on going over and over and over again? I have. Yep, all this, okay? A lot of people here, we all make stupid mistakes, don't we? We all make silly and stupid mistakes, and this isn't one of mine, but I'm telling you what, I make sure I avoid this now, because the old theory of no pain, no gain, it's BS. You shouldn't be listening to this. No pain, no gain is not right, okay? It really isn't right, so we need to avoid that as much as possible. So, first Star Wars reference of the evening, Star Wars. We need balance in the force. Okay, we need balance of the force, and that's what we're trying to do. So to get results, we need to train consistently, avoid injury, and have balance in the force. Okay, so the everyday athlete needs to be looking something like this. They need to have a balance of layer 1, a balanced layer 2, and a balance of layer 3. Okay, because for us, it's about helping somebody reach their maximum physical potential through the terms of balanced fitness. You should be able to lift as much as you can, run a mile as fast as you possibly can. You should be able to bend over, touch your toes. You should be out without pain. All these things together, okay? We need to have these things in balance, okay? It's about balanced fitness for us. Who would like to have some balanced fitness in their life? Yep. Lots of hands up here going on here now. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. We all want some balanced fitness, but we've got to work hard for it. That's the only thing. We've got to work hard for this. So that comes to the end of the secret number 1. Have you guys got any questions for me? Any questions about the hierarchy and the model of health and fitness? This is the time now to ask them before we go on to secret number 2. Okay, there's a few people asking about where's endurance and stuff gone. We've defined aerobic capacity a little bit differently. Now that's going down into layer 2. Some big, nice changes based on what we're learning and coming out. So any questions for me right now about the hierarchy, how are you doing things, or is everything pretty clear? Remember, don't be afraid to use the Q&A box and the panel to the side. Everyone says clear. Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Sandy. Thank you so much. Let me just check on the Facebook group as well. Something I completely forgot about. We've got the Facebook group going as well. I wasn't even checking the chat over there. All right. So, look to be all good. Everyone's going well. Right. So, pretty clear. Everyone's understanding me. Let's dive into secret number 2. The strength matter system of functional strength. Okay. The strength matter system of functional strength. Okay. This is really important. Okay. When we talk about, there's so many different types of strength out there. There's so many different variants here. Our philosophy is it needs to be functional, okay? Now, this word functional training, it gets overused and badly used so many times. But the point is, like, when it comes to strength, we need the strength that allows us to carry out our lives and make our lives a lot easier, okay? Allow us to perform, allow us to do whatever the hell we want to do, okay? So it's got to be functional, because if you just stay in the realms of squat, bench, deadlift, as an example, you're just staying within those 3 realms, okay? You're only going to get good at those 3 movements, okay? We need to move. We need to have balance and strength. We need to make it applicable to what we're doing through everyday life, okay? So this is what we call it the strength matter system of functional strength development. Now, for those new to training and new to strength training, okay, this is one of the best quotes, and you can write this quote down and use it and tag him here. It's a quote from my friend Paul McElroy. Strength isn't built, it's granted by your nervous system. Strength isn't built, it's granted by your nervous system. Okay, that's a quote by Paul McElroy. Now, I can't say that's enough. Strength is not about how big your muscles are, how much you can lift. It's about working in conjunction with your central nervous system. Now, the central nervous system, I mean to think of this as the simplest terms ways possible to think about this. Think of your body as like a computer, okay? The limbs, everything, all the muscles, everything, that's the hardware. That's the hardware, okay, that's doing everything that the brain tells it to, because the brain is the software governing everything. So to get stronger, we need to work in conjunction with the brain. It's the CNS, okay? The CNS controls everything that we do. So strength isn't built, it's granted by your nervous system, okay? You're only as strong as what you can be, but if the nervous system allows it, because the brain has one function: keep us alive. If it senses fear, if it senses like anything you're going to survival mode, it's going to shut down, okay? So we need to coax it up. We need to work alongside it, okay? That's what the central nervous system is. And strength is not about muscles. It is at a point, but the point is it's about the central nervous system and working in conjunction with this. So let's think about it this way, okay? If somebody is really strong, okay, if someone's really strong and they're working in conjunction with a really good, strong, healthy central nervous system, I want you to imagine it like a light bulb, a brightly lit light bulb, okay, that's like lighting everything up, like a big power torch, like the bulb in the picture here, okay? That is what I want your central nervous system to be through strength training, okay? But we need to get there. We need to earn the right to get there, because sadly, I'd say 95% and more of people, they have a light bulb like this, a very dimly lit light bulb. They're not expressing themselves. They're not expressing their true strength. They're not really firing up the central nervous system. It's like this dim light bulb, okay? And it's really important. We want this bright light bulb, okay, out there to glow bright so you can be out there, take on the world, okay? But what we have with most people is a dimly lit bulb. And what that means is, right, is when it comes to strength training, we've got to try and fire up your battery, okay? Because that brightly lit bulb is a indicator to your battery. It's how you recover, how you perform, how you do things, okay? So our goal when we look at strength training, it's about building up your battery, to supercharge those batteries, to give you the energy, give you the strength to go on and on and on and on. It's about building you up and building your battery, okay? And by giving you a healthier CNS, and with the benefits of a healthy CNS, trust me, everything becomes so much easier and so much better, okay? So our approach to strength training is simple. We want to supercharge your battery. We want to supercharge your battery so you can recover faster, lift more weight, and do more of the things that you love doing. That's a really simplistic way of talking about the science of strength training, but is everyone with me so far? Give me a thumbs up, okay? Who's thought of seeing the CNS as a light bulb before? Who's seen this before? Everyone's got a light bulb, a couple of raising hands. Fantastic. Everyone's still with me. That's the most thing, okay? We'll do less of the science in a second, but the point is we're just getting to this point here. A couple of raised hands. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. All right, cool. So this is our approach. I want to think of your body as, when we come to strength training, I want you to see it as us building up your battery to give you more energy, to lift more things and go about your day, but also the ability to recover faster. That's the difference, okay? A lot of people approach strength training where they want to just lift as much as they possibly can, but it takes them a long time to recover from it. Our goal is we want to lift you up, make you lift these heavy things, but give you the ability to recover that much faster so you can carry on and do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, okay? Not one lift and you're done and you're out for the count. You keep on going and going and going. And that's our approach to strength training. So we've put down the three facets of strength, okay? There are three facets of strength that we think are important, and we need to consider all three in order to build this battery up. The three facets are muscular endurance, strength endurance, and you've got the max strength power work, okay? Max strength power, that's what everyone wants. That's all the sexy stuff that people want to look at, okay? But we feel like there are three facets of strength that we need to consider and talk about when it comes to performance and building up your battery. Now, muscular endurance, strength endurance, max strength power. What comes first? What do you think is the most important thing to approach and start to work on when it comes to strength? Out of those three, muscular endurance, strength endurance, max power, what is the first thing we should be working on? Who's got some ideas? Terry says muscular. Pat says muscular endurance, question mark. Dimitri says max strength. There's lots of conflicting ways to think about it, but now this is another important thing. There are many ways to skin a cat, okay? This is the strength matters approach, and we're doing this strength in terms of building up your battery, okay? So, in the same way as you see the hierarchy of athletic development, we need a balance in all three. For us, the foundation is muscular endurance. Once you have a foundation of muscular endurance, we need to start working on strength endurance. Once you have the foundation of strength endurance on top of muscular endurance and you still own both those realms, then you can start going to max strength. Now, what we see a lot of, and we see it all the time, is that people jump the gun and they go straight to max strength, okay? And we'll define a little bit of the reps in a second, okay? But they jump straight to max strength and they skip out strength endurance and they skip out muscular endurance. It is probably one of the biggest mistakes we see time and time and time again. And I'll give you an example. If you look at somebody who can press really heavy, okay, so 5 reps at double 40 kilo kettlebells, which is a guy, this is a real world example, okay? There's a guy, I won't mention his name, but he can press double 40 kilo kettlebells, right, above his head for 5 reps. He's pretty strong. So I asked him, okay, great. He owns max strength and he's doing a lot of strength and power work. Let me see how you can get on with something slightly lighter. So I took him down and I said, okay, let's take about 40% of what your max is. So I gave him 2 double 16 kilo kettlebells and go, okay, can you do 15 reps for me? Yep, sure, no problem, he said. I asked him to do it, rest 30 seconds and do it again. This is a good example of what we see time and time again, is that people can do 15 reps. Okay, the first time, they rest 30 seconds and they're struggling to hit 10 the second time. We ask them to do it a third time and they get 8, 7, 6. It goes so low down. The point is, that's an example of a battery strength test, okay? I want to see how good your battery is. I don't mind if you can do strength with max strength, look, that's fantastic. However, you may be focusing on that, but you're missing out on muscular endurance altogether, which means you're not building up your battery. You've skipped 2 stages up here. So you're not reaching your true maximum strength potential. That light bulb is still dimly, but we're not turning and firing on as hard as possible. People skip it. They go to the 1 to 5 rep range and they sometimes say over 5 reps is cardio, but it's not, people. I promise you this is not, okay? We need to have basic capacity, need work capacity, muscular endurance, okay? And we need to keep owning these 3 realms every step of the way. So muscular endurance is the foundation. Then we dive into strength endurance. Then we can start looking at max strength work. But don't just jump to the top end because all the top guys are doing it. You're missing out so much lower down below, okay? And for a healthy, everyday athlete, we need a bit of everything, okay? Who's with me in this now? Who is thinking, oh my God, right, muscular endurance, how many reps are they? Come on, let's share your thoughts. Have you seen this model before? And what do you think? Because this is one of the things that can stoke up a lot of debate time and time again. People say, I need to go to 1 to 5 reps. There's many ways to skin a cat, but this is our system of battery building, okay? Strength for building a bigger battery to give you more energy and to keep on going and to recover faster, okay? Sandy says, I haven't seen it, but I like it. It's a very different approach, okay? We'll get to sets and reps in a minute, Dimitri, don't you worry. We'll get to that in a minute, okay? So that's the thing, okay? So this is our thing. So when you're looking at strength, in the same way as you're looking at the hierarchy, we need to form a base layer of muscular endurance to give us the capacity, to give us the endurance to allow us to go into strength endurance where the weight gets heavier, and then to go all the way to the top. And then we own and we keep owning all these 3 realms to improve ourselves as we go along, okay? We don't just focus on these 1 to 5 rep ranges, we also focus on all 3 at all times, okay? So here's what we see a lot of. People jump to power, they do the strength work, and they stay up here. They skip all these other 2 things here. That is not a balanced athlete with a strong battery and a strong nervous system, okay? We see this time and time again. So we want to avoid this. Now, remember Jeannie and 7 pull-ups? She was very much power heavy, okay? She was very strong, okay? And but she lacked the muscular and strength endurance to allow her to do the pull-ups. So when we started working with her, okay, we needed to fix, there's a couple other things we need to fix as well with her shoulders, but the point is, we need to work on her muscular endurance, then her strength endurance. And by doing this, we balanced out the power that she had and we put it all together. That's how she went from 0 to 7 pull-ups so quickly. Okay, so we want to avoid this. We want to avoid your depleted battery. We want to avoid that dimly lit light bulb. We want to spark that light bulb up and make it so bright you are shining brightly and you can take on the world. And guess what? You can do it again and do it again and do it again. That's our philosophy with strength training, and that's what we're trying to get across to you guys here today. And this is the second secret that I want to share with you. Okay, so here's the question. Everyone always asks me, but how many reps, James? How many reps? Well, here you go. This is how many reps you should be doing. So let's just talk about these strength rep ranges to understand where we are and what we're talking about. So for muscular endurance, this is very important, we have defined it as being between 12 to 20 reps for 2 sets, okay? 12 to 20 reps for 2 sets. That's how we have defined muscular endurance. And we'll give an example later on down the line of how we do things, but that's how we define it. Now, everyone has their own things. This is what we call a small t truth, okay? This is how we believe how we do things. I'm not saying it's the only way to do it, but this is how we've defined it and what we think about it, okay? So muscular endurance to us is 12 to 20 reps, and you're doing 2 sets of it. For example, you are doing the bench press, you're doing 12 reps, you rest, then you do another set, and that's done. Then you move on to the next set, okay? That's muscular endurance. Then you have strength endurance. For us, we define it as 5 to 10 reps and 3 to 5 sets. Okay, 5 to 10 reps, 3 to 5 sets. And then you have max strength and power work, which is in the 1 to 5 rep range with 3 to 9 sets. Now, for those of you keen strength enthusiasts out there, you're probably thinking, oh, where's hypertrophy? Hypertrophy sits in between all these things here, okay? In terms of strength development, we're not worried about it at the moment, okay? We're not going to talk about it at the moment, but it sits in this realm over here, okay? And it is important. A lot of people do need to build more muscle when they get over 30, and it sits within this higher rep range over here. Strength is important, but so is hypertrophy the older you get as well. So those are the rep ranges. That's how we think about it, and that's how you sort of put a program together. So, a lot of information. Question time. Sip of water, question time. What are your thoughts, guys? What do you think about that? Is it like conflicting with how you've seen with things before? But share us your thoughts. What do you know? Let me know what you think. Toe says it makes sense. Fantastic. But wait, is the sound still good? I've got a new microphone, so I'm testing out a brand new microphone. So please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear and it's all coming through clearly, because this new microphone, the snazzy $100 thing that it was. So I'm hoping it's going well. Oh, great question from Sandy. Are the assessments based on isolated movements or compound movements? That's a whole different kettle of fish. The 3 layers, I'll give you an example. To do all 3 layers from layer 1 all the way up to layer 3.2, because we break it down from layer 1, then we have 2.1, 2.2, 3.1, 3.2, takes you totally up to 2 weeks. Okay, that's 2 weeks worth of testing to go through. Now, layer 1 to 2.1, 2.2 takes you 3 to 4 days. It's based on human movements. So we have 7 human movements when we talk about training. There, it's locomotion, push, pull, hinge, squat, push, pull, hinge, squat, rotate, and anti-rotate. So we're testing those movements, but it's baseline. For the basic strength test to begin with are: can you hold a plank in a push-up plank position for 2 minutes? Can you hold a glute bridge for 2 minutes? Can you hang from a bar for 60 seconds? And then we look at more push-pull, more compound type movements after that. Okay, but you've got to earn the right to get there. If you don't pass our layer 1, which is all the movement, mobility, balance, coordination, then we have to have that awkward conversation with people and say, "I'm really sorry, we're going to have to pull you off the compound movements temporarily." Not because we're bad people and we think you're a bad person, but because we want to get you stronger, and we know if we can help these basic things down here, it's going to help you. Let's take body composition as an example, the waist to height ratio. I know for a fact that if we can't get your waist height ratio down below 0.5 before we start to do pull-ups, we're always going to struggle with the pull-up, because that's a body comp thing as well. Okay, so there's so many different things that come into it. But yeah, that's a whole nother webinar in itself. It takes weeks, a few days to go through the whole thing, but there's a lot of assessments and it takes up to 2 weeks to do. Does that answer your question, Sandy? All right, cool. So let's get into secret number 3, the Strength Runners framework for successful strength workouts. This is what you want to know. You've known the theory, you understand where we're coming from, you know the sets and the rep kind of ranges you want to do. Well, how do we put this together to make it look into what it looks like in the strength workout? So important. Health comes first. If you want to go into a strength program, okay, I don't mind who you are, care what you're doing. I will have that difficult conversation with you. If your waist is greater than your height or half your height, if you have a high resting heart rate, we need to talk about health first, okay? Because it comes into play. If you have a specific strength goal, like a big strongman comp, okay, that's fair enough. Okay, there are reasons to have, sacrifice elements of health to do these types of things. However, for the long haul, we need to talk about health first. So whenever you're doing strength programming, this is the most neglected thing that people fail to address. Okay, I'll give you an example of this very quickly. I haven't got it on screen here now. There's a gentleman who came to work with us a while ago. He wanted to get from a two times body weight back squat, okay, which is pretty strong, to two and a quarter, 2.5, right? Great, wonderful. Yes, we can potentially help him, but let's do the assessments first. The assessments came back and they weren't looking too favorable, okay? He had a 0.67 waist to height ratio. He had body fat percentage above 30% as a man in his mid-40s, okay? And his resting heart rate was above 72. He was strong, but he wasn't particularly healthy, okay? So here's the thing. What we did first was send him to a doctor. And the doctor came back with super high blood pressure. I think it was 180 over 90 or something crazy like this. He was a walking heart attack. So this is why I'm posing those difficult questions to you. It's not because I hate you, not because I want to stop you from lifting heavy weights and do whatever you want to do in life. It's because I want to help you live long and prosper, okay? So strength training, please, please, please look at your health first before we do anything, because it actually impacts your strength long term as well, okay? So these are the strength training frameworks that we have, okay? These are the strength training frameworks that we have. Muscular endurance. Now, I haven't got time to go through everything with you tonight, okay, from strength endurance and max power stuff, because we'll be here for hours, okay? But the point is, we're going to talk about the frameworks that we use that you can take away tonight with muscular endurance, okay? Now, for those who are new to supersets, when it comes to muscular endurance, they are king, okay? I think they are king. Thanks to the late Charles Poliquin coming up with a lot of these ideas and a lot of the strategies. Supersets really work, and they work really, really well. So supersets mean we pair exercises together. We pair exercises together and we work them back to back. When we pair them together, we have a formula for doing it. We pair upper body and lower body exercises together, okay? That means you're going to do some form of upper body first or lower body first, depending on which way you want to flip it around. So this could be, upper body could be bench press and lower body could be goblet squats, okay? Those are two exercises paired back to back. Or you do goblet squats first or bench press after. Either or, that gives you an idea of upper body and lower body exercises. Now, you can also use a full body movement as well, like a Turkish get-up. So we're big fans of using Turkish get-ups throughout your workouts and throughout your programs. So we also like to pair them with this. So it could be an upper body plus a Turkish get-up, or squats plus Turkish get-up, all depending on what your results and what the assessments say and what you actually need to improve on. So we like to pair those to upper body, lower body, or use a full body movement like a Turkish get-up. Okay, Terry just put a good question forward here now. Is how long on average to transition from muscular endurance to strength endurance? It varies. I think, Terry, that's the best way to describe it. It varies from person to person. It's hard to tell. It's important how we adapt to it. If you have a long training age and a long training history, we can move quite quickly. However, if you're new to the whole ball game, sometimes you need to spend a lot of time spending more time in the muscular endurance phase to build that base and get that light bulb flickering before we can turn it on really, really bright. To give the stabilizers, give all the other muscles in the body time to catch up and get strong and robust enough to cope with the heavier weights and heavier demands, and also have the endurance, because that's the other thing you have to remember. You need the stabilizer to have endurance to outlast the big prime movers as you're doing things as well. So I hope that answers your question. So let's move to the next thing. So here is our muscular endurance templates. Okay, these are 3 templates you can use and take away straight away and apply immediately. Okay, with what you want to do. So let's use template A. Okay, let's use template A. Okay, here on the left-hand side. Right. So we have A1, A2. This means it's a superset exercise. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Right, the rules are this. Let me just move my little thing up the screen here now. Between A1 and A2, you're always going to have 30 seconds worth of rest. Okay, let's talk about resting very quickly. Okay, so you're going to perform, let's use the bench press and goblet squat as an example. You're going to do 12 reps of the bench press, and then you're going to rest 30 seconds, and then you're going to do 12 reps of goblet squat. You're then going to rest 30 seconds, and you're going to come back up to A1 and do bench press again. So 12 reps of bench press, rest 30 seconds, and then you're going to do another 12 reps of goblet squats. After you've completed those 2 sets, because that's 2 complete sets, right, you are going to rest 2 minutes, and you're going to move on to B1 and B2 and repeat the same process. Please, please, please give me a thumbs up, give me a hands up if that makes sense, okay? If that, you all understand where I'm coming from with this. We're supersetting exercises, okay? We're working with these things here, and that's how we apply it. So template A is a good example here. So we're going to choose 1 upper body, 1 lower body, 12 reps, rest 30 seconds, 12 reps, rest 30 seconds, repeat. Once you've done 2 complete sets, we rest 2 minutes. We repeat with B1, B2. So this could be bench press, goblet squat. This could be push-up and single leg lunge. And we can have here TRX pulls and then Turkish get-up at the end. You know, by the way, if we're doing full body movements like the Turkish get-up, let's take C2 as an example, we'll be doing 1 and 1. Okay, we won't be doing 12 reps on each side, okay, unless you want to go super crazy, but we're doing something a little bit heavier, and we'll do 1 1 because it's still the same amount of time and attention. Okay, this is one of our most popular training templates. This is also one of the best ones that we use, particularly for strength and fat loss. Okay, so this is a really, really good one to follow along here if you're trying to put your own workouts together based on what you need to do. Now, we also have other things we can play around with here. These are template B, template C. We can superset 3 exercises together. Okay, so let's take the bench press, the goblet squat, and maybe the get up. So we do all 3 of those movements in here. Okay, so bench press, goblet squat, get up. Maybe B1 becomes push-ups, planks, and because it's a full body exercise. Okay, a plank, and then we have another squat at the end. Okay, so like like a Bulgarian split squat. Okay, so the point is we have all these different things here we can play around with, and the idea we can play with them. Okay, again. 12 reps, 30 seconds, 12 reps, 30 seconds, 12 reps, rest 30 seconds, repeat, rest 2 minutes, go to B1. And then we have the same thing over with template C, but there's just 4 exercises on board. Who here has been doing superset work recently? Who here has been doing muscular endurance? Terry's raising hand. Yep, Terry would. Yep. Who here has only been focusing on the 1 to 5 rep range? Give me a hell yes, thumbs up. Who's only been focusing on the 1 to 5 rep range? Terry Moore before I met you. Look, the point is, like, everyone, like, it's okay. Like, this is a very new concept here. We're going back to here. This is almost going back to bodybuilding style a little bit, okay? And it kind of is. It kind of is. So we're kind of going back to the old model and then putting it all together with everything that we learn now. So there is a time, there's a place for all this to come together because it's all about getting you stronger and healthier in the long run, okay? So muscular endurance is actually key. Don't think it's getting you weaker. No, it's far from it. It's actually going to build up your battery to help get you stronger in the long run, and we need to look at it. Okay, I promise you this now. If you go away and go back to your routine that you're doing at the moment and go up to higher rep ranges, right, and come back to low rep ranges later on, you will see your numbers go up. And it'll become so much easier because you can recover faster, okay? Because that's the thing. I want to help you recover faster so you can lift more volume in the time that we have doing so, okay? So, this is the question we always get all the time, quite a lot of. Well, how do we combine strength workouts with cardio? I'm going to give you a little insight here in how you can put one of these things here and tie it into an overall workout. So think about the template A that we were doing before. So I think you're doing template A for the strength work. Okay, if you want to put this and do cardio work, we split cardio into aerobic and anaerobic work. Okay, you have to earn the right to do anaerobic, remember, because it's part of layer 3. But the point is this. This is how we put it together. Strength work, you can do on its own. Absolutely fine. No worries at all. Crack on, do your strength work on your own. But if you want to do aerobic work with strength work, it can follow these rules. It can go before the strength work or after the strength work. The reason it can go before the strength work is because it shouldn't, if you're doing aerobic work, it should be nice and easy. Doesn't mean like going hell for leather and killing yourself at every opportunity. It means working aerobically means you can talk while you're doing it. Okay, so you can do aerobic work before strength work. But anaerobic work, which is the really hard, what I like to call shitty shit stuff, okay, right, comes at the end always. Okay, so if you don't do hard intervals, it comes after strength, it comes after aerobic, okay, not before, because it impacts everything else that you do. Okay, that's very important. So these are the templates. If you're putting a strength workout together and think, hey, I need a bit of cardio at the end, these are the approaches. This is how we do things. Okay, was this useful for you guys? Was this useful, seeing these templates and seeing these outlines? Got a couple of yes from Terry. Everyone here, yep. Awesome. So there's a couple of you guys obviously in the challenge at the moment and working with his clients full time. So you've seen a lot of this and you can see how we approach these things. So hopefully it's making much more sense now to how we do things. So it's good to see. Thanks for joining us, by the way. I really appreciate it. So let's just take a second and breathe. Okay, let's just take a quick second and breathe. Right, that was a lot of information. Okay, who's feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now? Who's feeling a little bit overwhelmed? Or is everyone okay? Either way, let's just recap very, very quickly, okay? The strength, I share with you today the Strength Matters model of health and fitness. The Strength Matters model of health and fitness. Can someone please tell me what comes first in that model of health and fitness? Who was paying attention? Yep. All the healths, absolutely. Health comes first, then movement, and then we can talk about fitness. So health is the most important factor. Well done for those getting it right. The Strength Matters system of functional strength development, okay? What are the three facets of strength? What are the three facets of strength? If you're doing strength training, what comes first? What do we need to build upon? Is it max strength? Is it strength endurance? There we go. Terry's got it right. Muscle endurance, strength endurance, max power. Pat's got it right as well. Absolutely. So I've asked you this question here. I've skipped the hierarchy. Okay. Let's jump into the hierarchy very quickly now. How many layers are there in the hierarchy of athletic development? Just making sure you're all listening tonight. Boom. 3, 3, 3. Awesome. Awesome. What comes first? Which layer comes first? Mobility, stability, absolutely. Layer 1, well done. Health, the mobility, absolutely. Layer 1. Why? Because the pebble in your shoe will cause you more problems later on when it comes down to strength and training, and also aerobic training as well. Pay attention to the little things. And I've also shared with the Strength Matters framework for successful strength workouts for muscular endurance. It's how we apply and how we approach things for muscular endurance. So let me ask you a question very quickly. If you applied the three things and the things that you've learned today in your workouts, do you think you could be successful? Do you think you could be successful too? Is that a yes? Is that a no? Proven fact from Terry. Terry and I for sure, of course, Dimitri. Yes, lots of yeses. Absolutely. I hope so, guys. Because it's really important. Okay, so if you apply these things you learned today and you went away, hopefully, I'd like to say is you're going to see success. You will see success. You'll smash through your plateaus. I promise you this, and you'll see greater results than you have done for a while, particularly in strength training, because it's going back to basics. Okay, who is kind of excited about what they've just learned today? Who is excited? Give me hell yes, hell no, hands up. Little dancey way. Who's excited about what we just learned today? Terry's excited. Terry Donnelly's excited. Pat's ready. Sandy's excited. Awesome. Okay, fantastic. Who is feeling like they've just drank water from a fire hose? Okay. Who feels they've just drank a little bit overwhelmed and drunk water from the fire hose? Okay. Terry Donnelly, but yes, it's true. There is so much out there. Okay. I've just touched on a little thing with you guys today about strength training and health, fitness, and well-being. And it's it is a little bit overwhelming, but that's what I'm here to do, guys. I'm here to help you try and get through the confusion, get through everything, and make good judgments around your own health, fitness, and well-being. So, with that said and done, with your permission, is it okay to share something with you guys now that's kind of tied into what we've learned here today to help you on your quest? And a special offer that we have for those who want to go on their quest and learn something and actually do something about their own health and fitness. Do I have your permission? Can I please have your permission to spend a couple of minutes of your time sharing with you something specially I've put together today for today's event? Yes. A bit. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Well, thank you so much. I've really spent the time putting this together. I'm giving you the secrets of everything that we do with Strength and Matters. But the key is this, it is a little bit overwhelming. There's a lot of information out there. And that is why we kind of put together the Fit Over 30-day challenge for people. It's let's get you on the path. Let's take all the confusion out. Let's hold you by the hand, get you on a personalized plan, and see you getting results, in the long run. And that's why we did it. The Fit Over 30-day challenge is where we start and how we do things. We take all the confusion out, we hold you by the hand, and we take you every single step of the way. Okay? Now, here's what it is. It's for people over 30 who want to lose weight, get stronger, and live better. That's what the challenge is all about. Okay? If you're looking for elite athleticism, yes, we can help you here, but they start the same way on the challenge. Well, you have to see how we do things to get used to it. We will show you how to put the workouts together. We'll give you the workouts and to take all the thinking away from you. But the ultimate goal is this. We want to help you lose weight, get stronger, and live better. That's what we are. And that's what the 30-day challenge is all about. So it's exactly the same way Jeannie started with us. Okay, she went through our challenge. She went from 0 to 7 pull-ups. This is her in the group the other day, doing all the movements here. She went from 0 to 7 pull-ups. I didn't even tell you about her deadlift. It went from 235 pounds to 275 pounds, 270 pounds, and she's only 127 pounds body weight. That's 2.17 times body weight, okay? That's huge, from 1.75 body weight to 2.17, and we weren't really trained that much for it. It was all about here. Now, she's on the call with us today. Terry, big shout out to Terry, who's on here with us today, okay? Terry started with a 6-week challenge with us. She started with a 6-week challenge with us, and she's gone here. Look at her weight loss. Like a huge congratulations, Terry. We shared this with the other day with the people. She's gone from 215 to 187 pounds. Terry, awesome work. I'm so proud of this. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, there's the other Terry on the call here today. He's done 21 days of the 30-day challenge. He's dropped 4 kilos, which is 10 pounds, people. Okay, so it's all about this. And then we look at Mark, who's done it recently as well. This is before and after. In just 21 days, he's dropped 12 pounds too. So the challenge is there. It works, people. It's there. It's there for a reason. The best thing is, though, there's no diets involved, okay? Just healthy habits, and here we go. So here's what you're going to get if you join us on the challenge and get the 30-day challenge, okay? You're going to get 30 days coaching from me. You're going to get 30 days coaching from our head coach, Josh Kennedy. You're going to be part of you're going to get to do all the Strength Matters assessments that we see fit and you're safe to do. We're going to put you into the 30-day challenge and give you a customized plan based off the assessment results that we get, okay? You're going to be part of the Fit Over 30 Facebook group, which is probably more valuable than anything else on here, right? And then we're going to give you some nutrition coaching habits, and we're going to give you some suggested meal plans if it's applicable at the same time as well. So this is what we're going to give you guys if you join the 30-day challenge. Now, I'll tell you this now, the Fit Over 30, it's different. It is so different to other challenges you've probably seen before, okay? And here's why, okay? We're going to give you the knowledge, we're going to help you execute that knowledge, and we're going to hold you accountable every step of the way. It's not your 6 weeks to 6-pack abs or 21-day cleanse or juice cleanse or that. No, we're going to set you up with the habits you need to go with you and stay with you for the rest of your life, okay? That's the thing, because do you know what? The hardest thing is, it's not the workouts, okay? It's managing to keep up with everything else we ask you to do every single day. Now, for those who are on the challenge, I think, Terry, if you're on the challenge, you can pipe up and share your experiences about what you've been on the challenge. But, because you've just finished it now, coming out of surgery. But the hardest thing is, it's not the workouts. It's the other things that matter more in life for your own health and well-being, okay? And we will hold you by the hand every step of the way, because we're going to hold you accountable. Because if you don't do it, guess what we're going to do? We're going to poke you, we're going to nudge you, and we're going to say, hey, go get it done. All right? That's the most important thing. And here's the best thing. As I said before, there's not a single diet in sight. Not a single diet, okay? Because every single diet works. It's not the one you stick to the most, but you got to set yourself up for good habits first before you do anything else. Okay. So how much does this cost? You're probably asking, oh, how much does it cost, James? I don't know if I can afford it. What is it? I'm not going to charge you $2,591, okay, as you probably saw from all the value you gained from this here. But I would say this, okay? But let me ask you this. If all this challenge did was help you lose weight, would it be worth it? If all this challenge did was help you lose weight, would it be worth it? Okay? Think about that. Think of all we've done with everyone else on the board here. Would it be worth it? Okay? What if we helped you get stronger? Would it be worth it? And what if it was the kickstart you needed to help make long-term sustainable change, like everybody else you've seen before you here? Okay, what if it was the kickstart you needed to help make long-term sustainable change? So again, here's what you're going to get. 30 days of coaching, hands-on from me, from Josh. You'll get all the assessments to see exactly where you are in the world of health and fitness, okay? Because if we don't know the score, we're not in the game, okay? You're going to get access to a fully customized training plan, okay? And you're going to see everything that we do, and it's going to be based on the assessments you get, okay? You can access to the Fit Over 30 Facebook group, which is probably the best thing we do because everyone in the community from all over the world jumps on and shares things every day, even when I'm not on there, okay? And we're going to give you the habits to help you make a better change long-term as well. If it's applicable, we'll give you the meal plans to go with it too. So you can get started today for just $100. Okay, the value is there, people. We're going to do this here. We want to make it as easy. It's my way of saying thank you. Hey, thanks for being with us. Okay, thanks for joining us on today's webinar, being part of it, listening to me talk about what we do. And you can get started today for $100. Okay, the next challenge starts on June the 3rd. Okay, next challenge starts on June the 3rd, and then we're taking a little break for the summer and coming back in September. Okay, so if you want to get onto the challenge today, it costs just $100. And do you know what? Right? You get access to all our funky software and equipment, all the apps, all the downloads. We're with you every day. We're messaging you guys every day. As Terry and Terry are just talking in the group right now, okay? Right? It really is. It's everything else that goes with it because it's not just us new training and showing up. We're with you every single day, and that's the most important thing. So you get access to all our funky apps. This is a little quick snapshot of seeing the workouts and how you do things. You see videos, you see all the videos. It's all super easy to use and very easy and user-friendly. So you have two options. You know, one is you do nothing, and that's okay, people. If you don't want to be part of it, that's okay. Don't worry at all. Or just take a leap of faith like Terry and Terry did, and Jeannie as well, all the way back then with the pull-ups. All you do is just take a leap of faith because you've got nothing to lose. Because even if you don't like it, if I don't, if I'm not part of the whole thing, like if you don't get where you want to go through, we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. So 30 days, and if you don't like it, and it wasn't worth your time, and you don't get results, we'll give you your money back. We'll give you $100 back just for taking the time out. Okay? That's what we're doing. So that's just a reminder of what we're doing. I can see a question coming from Sandy saying, is it crucial to be able to start right on June the 3rd? Is there harm in starting on June the 5th? No, Sandy, there's no harm at all. The first few days are just doing assessments, so you can catch up pretty quickly, okay? But anything other than like 4 or 5 days afterwards, then you're going to struggle and not be part of the same group as well. But, not a problem at all with the first couple of days. If you're away, it happens quite a lot. Okay, and to be honest with you, sometimes you give access a little bit early for people who can't make the first few days as well. Okay. Oh, you're doing a run in Key West. Awesome. Good luck with the run. So here you go, guys. Look, all you need to do is, so here you're probably thinking, where do I go? How do I sign up? And what do I do? Right? It's the Fit Over 30 30-day challenge where strength matters. Okay. Life's better as an everyday athlete. And all you need to do is go to www.strengthmatters.com/challenge. And I'll put the link into the group now. I put it into the group there. Now, we only take up to 30 people each month, okay? It's a Fit Over 30 30-day challenge, and we take a maximum of 30 people every month. Why? Because we try and keep quality control. So over 40% have been taken already in the last couple of weeks. It's been open all month. So if you want to make sure you've got a place, right, just click on the link, click on the challenge, sign up today, and you've got nothing to lose, quite simply, okay? So we're there for you. We want to help you as much as you can. And yeah, hopefully I look forward to see you on the inside as part of the old coaching. Now, What questions have you guys got? Let's come in towards the end of the end of the session. Now, if you have questions about the challenge, if you have questions about strength training, if you have questions about anything else at all, now's the time to ask me, and I'm here to ask and talk to you about everything else possible. So fire away, people. I'm here to help. I'm here to do as much thing. Pat says, is there training every day for 30 days? You get three strength workouts a week and 3 workouts a week, but it's the habits every day that we're asking you to do along with your coach. So there's a thing that we call WWS, walk, water, sleep. We'll ask you to track your walk, your water, and your sleep every day. It takes a few minutes just to remember what you're trying to do, but it's one of the most important things we do. So there's something to do every day, and we'll also encourage you to do walking challenges as and when you can. Okay, so there is something to do every day, but I promise you this now, it's designed so it can fit into anybody's hectic lifestyle. Does that answer your question, Pat? Sandy says, are the workouts tailored to each individual? Is it possible to do the challenge with an injury? Yes, it is, but it depends on what injury you have. So you don't need to share in the box, but I'll give you an example. If you have a broken leg, well, I don't think it's probably the best option because there'll be a lot of walking, unless you want to do it, on your crutches, which is I wouldn't advise. So yes, the workouts tailored to each individual, yes, they are, because it's based off the assessments. We don't know what you are and what you're capable of yet until you do the assessments to begin with, okay? And we do work around things like that. Pat says, I'm training for a massive bike ride in the Alps early. Oh, whereabouts in the Alps? I live in the Alps. I live in Austria. Whereabouts in the Alps are you going, Pat? How would this fit in? Quite simply, like I promise this now, the strength training will tie in nicely to your bike ride, okay? It's designed for giving you extra strength and endurance, and muscular endurance that you'll need on that bike ride. And you'll also be doing your walking habits along the line. Now, like with something like that, if you're biking quite a lot, we'll probably change the walking habits to biking habits, okay, and get you out biking at the same time. So it'll fit in with what you're doing at the moment. It just means you're giving 2 to 3 days a week just for doing strength workouts, which will take between 30 and 45 minutes. Sandy says, I have bad case of plantar fascia. Oh, that's horrible. So I'm not really able to run. However, swimming seems to be fine with it. Yes, totally here. Well, there's plantar fasciitis is such a complex type issue. There'll be a lot of mobility and a lot of breathing work for you, which actually helps with plantar fasciitis. I promise this now. No one's ever said to you before, but if you need to look at the diaphragm, and it starts with the diaphragm and your breathing mechanics, it can play a big help with your plantar fasciitis. I won't say it'll cure it, but it can probably help with it. So we'll be doing a lot of that. So don't worry, we won't make you run if you have something like that, but we'll look at other alternatives like swimming, like you just said. Pat goes, I'm going to Marmot Alps, awesome, 108 miles over Glandon, Telegraph, Galvier, Alpe d'Huez. Alpe d'Huez is a beautiful place. I used to live in France as well, so that's a climb and a half. Good luck with that climb, Pat. Well, actually, yeah, because it's the Tour de France coming up next in a month's time too as well. So yes, it'll tie in well. If you can do your bike riding alongside it, I personally think it'll fit in well. And that's talking from me who lives in the mountains and does a lot of work in the mountains because that's my background. What else you got, guys? I'm happy to fire away. Keep asking questions. Yeah, you won't appreciate the climb after 100 miles. It is such a hard climb. I've done it before, Pat, so good luck with that. I'm saying with a right cheeky smile. Oh, we got a couple people signing up for the challenge already. I can't see who they are, but awesome, guys. Thanks for jumping in. I really appreciate it. But like I said, hey, guys, look, I'm here to help, take questions, take answers. I'm not helping. You'll be fine. It's blooming brilliant, okay? I'm laughing and joking, but it's absolutely wonderful. The views are stunning, and you'll have a great time. You'll forget how hard it is, trust me, because downhill's even more fun. It'll be worth it for the downhill even. So any more questions, guys? Anyone else come in? So look, guys, make the commitment. Like, you've got nothing to lose. If you don't like it, no worries. We'll give you your money back. Get full 30-day money-back guarantee. And remember, here's what you get, okay? Just here's what you get, okay? 30 days of coaching. For me and Josh, the Strength Man's assessments, the challenge, customized training plan, all for you. You can join the Facebook group, be part of the Facebook group, which some of you already are. And then you've got the nutrition coaching habits to be part of it because it all ties in together. And the goal is to help you lose weight, get stronger, and live better. So I want to thank you for your time today. I really appreciate everyone here helping me today and like listening in and listening to what we had to say. If I see you in the challenge, I'll see you in the challenge. But we'll be back next week as well, actually, because we have another exciting webinar all about aerobic capacity and all about cardiovascular design. So we'll be here for that. So in the meantime, if you have no more questions, thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you in the challenge. Make sure you get in there before it fills out. And yeah, like, good luck with everything you're doing. Good luck with your training. Good luck with your run, Sandy. Good luck, Pat. Good luck with your climb. Hopefully I'll see you in the group and we'll see more about what's going on. One last chance. Any more questions for me today? If not, just say a good thanks for coming, or like bye for now. Just let me know that you're all listening to this and everything. And we'll leave it there. Thanks, Terry. You're welcome, Terry. Awesome. Here, guys. Well, there we have it. Enjoy yourself. Remember, strengthmatters.com/challenge is where you can sign up and be a part of it. And yeah, I hope to see you on the inside very, very soon. Thanks, everyone.